Ladies and gentlemen, now for a bit of fun today and also to further test out Cull Obsidian, I've taken this lad through a full run of Realm of Legends, and the first few fights aren't very good. He takes a while to get ramped up, and this is really where the insanity started to kick in at Storm. So we've got 2 charges from each of the first 4 fights, and this is where the damage starts to get a little bit crazy, because, you know, you get bonus attack at the start, you get increased route duration as well when you've got over 8 persistent charges, so there's a lot of crazy benefit. So you're going to see the Storm matchup. We're trying to get a few armor breaks here. We get the Fury from route expiring from the Awakened ability, and we synergize that with the armor breaks as well, and the special 3, throw that off, get an absolutely massive special 3 against Storm, which is also going to re-trigger Thanos' favor. So coming out of that, we have a massive burst of attack as well, which allows us just to absolutely lay into Storm there. That was a really phenomenal heavy attack. The trick with Cull Obsidian is just weaving in those heavy attacks, because kind of above like 6 or 7 persistent charges, you're pretty much guaranteed an armor break on every single hit of the heavy, and also it's going to last for quite a long time as well, man. So it's absolutely ridiculous there. But you can see this first fight going pretty damn well. You know, we get the route active and finish Storm in 65 hits on the KO there. So a really good fight, but we've still got one more persistent charge to go. And I think in terms of all of the fights, because I've just done this run, Storm is probably the slowest of all of the fights, man. We've got some absolutely insane fights coming up, so hopefully you can enjoy the rest of Realm of Legends in 10 or so minutes. Now, for the Vision matchup, we do have the benefit of having the class advantage here, which is always a very nice bonus. Unfortunately, we didn't get that parry at the start of the fight, neither did we get that at Storm, and that's one of the things that ideally you want ASAP, because Cull Obsidian is all about being very aggressive in order to maintain Thanos' favor, because every time you hit the opponent, it's going to be paused for 1 second there as well. So if you can be very aggressive, you're greatly rewarded with this increased phase of damage output. So yeah, we haven't had the absolute best start on this Vision matchup, but you know, it's not going to matter too much here. We go in for a 4 combo and then a cheeky little heavy attack as well, and then we're waiting for route to expire. We try and get a parry here, go for another round of armor breaks, wait for the final hit to slam down, and then throw the special 3, because the armor breaks, man, along with the Fury and also Thanos' favor, are just going to multiply that damage up so much. So especially in Realm of Legends, man, the special attack, it just feels crazy, and look at that damage, boys, 114k there. And one of the things with Cull Obsidian is the more signature levels you have, the stronger the Fury's going to be once your route ends. So ideally, if you have him at dupe level 200, the Fury's going to be so much more powerful than what you're seeing today as well. So it's crazier to think that this already like absolutely ridiculous champion just gets even crazier with even more dupe levels, and also can access route a little bit more frequently as well. But against Realm of Legends Vision, that was a total of 60 hits, but not too bad, and we kind of did squander it a little bit in the start as well, so not the most perfect matchup there. Against Realm of Legends Black Panther, I tried a little bit of a different rotation here, and it worked alright. So we tried using the special to spam instead of the special 3, because there are a lot of opportunities after all of Black Panther's special attacks to kind of get a little heavy counter in as well. So this fight is really good for kind of spamming those heavy attacks and getting those armor breaks up. So I wanted to use the special 2, because the special 2 also has the added benefit of pausing all the armor breaks, allowing you to get even more damage and duration out of them. So yeah, it's a really nice little bonus with the SP2 there. But you're going to see we've got so many heavy attacks, it's absolutely ridiculous. We activate the route buff there, we go for another heavy attack as well. And because the route buff is about to expire, we've got the special 2 lining up with the Fury there for some really nice damage with the 12 stacks of armor break. But in all honesty, lads, this rotation is just inferior to kind of using those special 3s, especially once you've got that Fury from route expiring, because there's just a crazy amount of damage there. But look at these armor breaks, man. They are absolutely mad, and if you're playing aggressively enough, you are very often seeing anywhere between 12 to 18 stacks of armor break, so the effect that this has on your damage multiplier is just absolutely mad. So again, we're going for a similar combo here, going for a 5 combo, fire off the special 2, get the stun on it, and then use a medium heavy attack, kind of chip those armor breaks back up to 15-18. And there we go, Black Panther is almost down, so you can see this is about the same amount of hits, but definitely in terms of the rotation, like the special 3-1 is, at least in my opinion, a little bit superior. Again, if this is a way that you prefer playing him, it's potentially an option, and if there is like a damage cap in Labyrinth of Legends, this way for certain matchups might be a little bit better, but the special 3 is just so incredibly good, and the attack bonus you get after that is not something you really want to pass up in most matchups. Also, you know, I just want to throw it out there that this is a 5-star rank 4 champion. It's not rank 5. We don't have suicide masteries, we don't have boosts, and we don't have the max signature ability benefit in terms of the attack bonus that we're getting after route expires. So there are even more ways to make Cull Obsidian's damage a little bit ridiculous, and dude, I really want to get this guy up to rank 5 and kind of slap on suicides, maybe boost as well, and take him into Labyrinth of Legends, just to test him out a little bit more, but I'm a bit lacking in terms of the Cosmic T4CC at the moment, so yeah, we're gonna have to wait just a little bit longer for the rank 5. In this matchup, we did a really good job of staying aggressive and keeping those stacks for a fair amount of time. Unfortunately, we didn't really time in the route too well, so this special 3 isn't gonna be as strong as it is in some previous fights here, but it's still a pretty good special 3 regardless, even without the big old Fury. 72k there, so really good stuff, especially the synergy with either Hulkbuster or Hulk Ragnarok really does help kind of beef up those special attacks even more, because every time you use a special attack, it gives you like a 50% Fury for a few seconds, and if you're against a hero, this duration is increased by even more, and most of the Realm of Legends opponents are heroes, so there's a really good benefit from that synergy as well. But we've activated the route buff here. We didn't really make use of that special 3 Thanos' favor buff, but you can see even with imperfect gameplay by many standards, I would assume, it's still a really straightforward time, man. Scarlet Witch down in Realm of Legends with a class disadvantage in 62 hits there. Now, next up was a matchup that I was pretty excited for, Realm of Legends Wolverine, and I've seen some people kind of tackle Realm of Legends Wolverine with 4-star Cull Obsidian on content creator videos, and especially if you have the Despair Mastery, like Cull Obsidian is an absolute beast here, primarily for the reason of all the armor break buffs really amount to a very powerful heal block. Now, if you're paying close attention, you can see as soon as we've got over 7 of these active, he cannot regenerate at all. It's completely blocked out with a Despair Mastery. So yeah, that was pretty damn good, man. A pretty good time. And then the goal becomes to get to the special 3, kind of trigger the Route Fury and activate that at the same time, and then have a really good burst phase against Realm Legends Wolverine. I didn't really have him playing into exactly how I wanted him to. I'm struggling to get, you know, the parry and heavy attacks off here, so we do lose a lot of the value from the armor break, but we activate route now because we're almost at the special 3, dealing a little bit of damage here, try and get another parry so we can get an armor break off, fire that off, and that gives us 9 stacks of armor break and the Fury from route expiring for the special 3, so yeah, we just throw that across, man, and it's just so satisfying to see that health get absolutely butchered down, and yeah, we could ideally have more stacks, man, 12 stacks, but still that dealt just over 100,000 damage there, so that was at a pretty decent time. Here, I'm trying to get a parry just to throw in some heavy attack intervals, but unfortunately, I'm not really getting too lucky with the timing, and he's throwing heavy attacks there. So yeah, I'm just trying to burst him down now, man. I see he's on 4%. We're on like 49 hits as well. We're doing so incredibly well. Gets a little bit of regeneration. He's just about outpacing me because I don't have any buffs active at this point as well. But we fire off a special 2 and take him down. So yeah, still a really good kill, man. 64 hits, and potentially even like a 3-star version of Cull Obsidian, providing you have the Despair Mastery and you keep up at least 7 stacks of armor break, does have the potential to get through Realm of Legends Wolverine, although you will need to spend quite a bit of time ramping him up earlier, so you probably don't want to try Realm of Legends Wolverine unless you've got at least a 4-star version of Cull Obsidian. Next up, we've got Realm of Legends Blackball, who you can see is playing really defensively at the start, man. Just because of this defensive AI, we lost half our duration on the Thanos' favor buffs at the start, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass, man, so I'm trying to play quite aggressively to make up for a little bit. We managed to get 6 stacks of armor break, and another parry heavy allows us to go up to 9, so we've got fantastic duration on those ones as well. And I think there might be some opportunities, kind of looking back on some of these fights, maybe after Blackball special 2, to heavy counter as well, but now we activate the route buff just in order to get a little bit of value out of that with a 12 stacks of armor break, and also so we can time in the special 3 with the fury off the route. So we fire off that heavy attack, it slams down for the final one. We've got 12 stacks of armor break here, we smash out the 12% damage bonus, so I know already, man, this is going to be a pretty good special 3. It's all aligned now, so we fire that off, man, and the total damage dealt was just over 126k, so some really good stuff there. We are now 43 hits into a 500k Blackball, and this dude is, he's pretty much down, lads, pretty much in the bin there. We go for a final heavy attack and rinse this lad in a total of 52 hits. So the reach and damage of this champion, providing you can get past the first few matchups, is just phenomenal, lads. Absolutely phenomenal. And just to give you a bit of information as well, I didn't want to include them just because they're pretty boring fights, but Realm of Legends Winter Soldier was about 220 hits, Captain Marvel was about 160, Juggernaut was 120, and then Rhino went down to about 80-90 hits there. So you can see, you know, as you progress through Realm of Legends and get those persistent charges, he does become better and better, but when you're playing Cull Obsidian, like the first like 2 or 3 fights really aren't going to be anything too special, but once you get this dude above 5 charges, he is an absolute Goliath and so much fun to play. So here we're going against Hulkman, and we've had, you know, some fairly decent uptime on Thanos' favor so far. We've managed to get 12 stacks of armor break, so we go in to trigger the route buff here. I'm also trying to do some double mediums at this point, just so I can trigger some more armor breaks as well, so we can have a very nice special 3. But, you know, I've got the Fury, I've got 9 stacks of armor break. It's a really good opportunity here, so we just go for it, man, fire it off. And, you know, especially with this damage, man, I've not gotten sick of watching Cull Obsidian's special 3, especially just seeing him, like, toss the giant character like Hulk around the screen. You know, it feels pretty good, man. It feels pretty damn good. But anyway, chucking off more heavy attacks there. We've got great time on Thanos' favor as well at the moment. So this matchup is going very decently. We've managed to stay very aggressive, so it really hasn't expired too much. And we're getting in for another combo, getting up to 12 stacks of armor break, and our route has just reset as well, so we quickly reset it there, going for another parry, go for a full 5 combo special 2, and there was so much overkill on this lad, man. We could have probably punched down a 700k Hulk. Smash that like button for Cull Obsidian. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.